Steven Spielberg's adopted daughter arrested on domestic charge. An adopted daughter of film director Steven Spielberg was arrested in Tennessee, the United States in a domestic incident involving her boyfriend, police said. Mikaela Spielberg, 23, was charged with domestic assault causing bodily injury early Saturday. Spielberg was released from a jail in Nashville later Saturday, jail records showed. According to a Metropolitan Nashville Police affidavit, officers said Spielberg and her boyfriend were involved in an argument after returning from a bar. After the victim made a rude comment toward Spielberg, she started throwing objects at him, injuring his hand and wrist, WZTV-TV reported. Jail records didn't indicate whether she has an attorney who could comment on the charge. A March 9 court hearing on the charge was scheduled. Mikaela Spielberg was adopted as a child by Steven Spielberg and his wife, Kate Capshaw. Mohsin Khan vs. Parth Samthan, who is popular on social media. Television vertical bar snippets. Mohsin Khan vs. Parth Samthan, who is popular on social media. Who do you think is the most popular actor on social media? Mohsin Khan or Parth Samthan? We frequently come across stars on Indian television that we just can't choose the best between. Two such stars are Parth Samthan and Mohsin Khan, and we just can't seem to pick between the two. Mohsin Khan is undoubtedly one of the most good-looking actors in Teletown. Despite his hectic schedule, the artist makes sure to work hard to maintain his attractive physique. Mohsin Khan plays the role of Kartik in the Indian television series, Ye Rishta Kya Kahleta Hai, which is the longest-running Star Plus show. The actor is lauded for his brilliant acting abilities that touch our hearts, but what we absolutely can't forget are his killer features like his sharp eyes, perfect skin and hair. Yet, it is very hard to get our eyes off his astonishing body that we are all dying to know the secret to. On the other hand, talking about Parth Samthan, he gained popularity with MTV's Kaisi Ye Yariyan and is now seen playing the character of Anurag on the show Kasaut Zindagi Ke alongside co-actress Erica Fernandez. But aside from his work, we just can't help but faint over his dark eyes, valuable smile and well-sculpted face. Both of them have a huge fan base, but Parth Samthan might own the crown for the TV king as he has a huge female following and also has worked in many TV serials. As compared to Mohsin Khan, Parth Samthan rules the television and also Instagram. He has 2 million fans on Instagram, whereas Mohsin has 1.4 million. His style and acting are much popular than Mohsin Khan. Abrogation of Article 370, SC to pass order on referring issue to larger bench today. The Supreme Court is scheduled to deliver on Monday its order on whether a batch of pleas, challenging the constitutional validity of the centre's decision of August 5 last year to abrogate provisions of Article 370, would be referred to a larger 7-judge bench. A 5-judge constitution bench headed by Justice N.V. Ramana had on January 23 reserved its order on this issue. Opposing the plea, the centre had said that abrogation of provisions of Article 370, which granted special status to erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir, has become a fait accompli, leaving sole option to accept the change. NGO People's Union of Civil Liberties, PUCL, Jammu and Kashmir High Court Bar Association and an intervener have sought referring the matter to a larger bench. They have sought reference to a larger bench on the ground that 2 judgments of Apex Court Prem Nath Kaul vs Jammu and Kashmir in 1959 and Sampak Prakash vs Jammu and Kashmir in 1970, which dealt with the issue of Article 370, are in direct conflict each other, and therefore the current bench of 5 judges could not hear the issue. Attorney General K.K. Venugopal, appearing for the centre, had told the bench, also comprising Justices Sanjay Kishan Kaul, R. Subhash Reddy, B. R. Gavai and Surya Kant, that the abrogation of provisions of Article 370 has now become a fait accompli, leaving sole option to accept the change. Referring to the 2 earlier judgments, Venugopal had said that they were not related to each other and dealt with different issues. He had said that the verdict in Prem Nath Kaul vs Jammu and Kashmir did not deal with Article 370, rather with the question whether the Maharaja had the legislative power or not. While referring to the verdict in Sampak Prakash vs Jammu and Kashmir, Venugopal had said though it dealt with some aspects of Article 370, it was not in direct conflict with the verdict in the cold case and therefore the present issue should not be referred to a larger bench. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, appearing for Jammu and Kashmir administration, had said he adopts the arguments of the Attorney General and favours no reference to larger bench. Senior advocate Rajiv Dhawan, appearing for Jammu and Kashmir People's Conference, had said that he is supporting centre on the question that no reference is needed to a larger bench. A number of petitions have been filed in the apex court including those of private individuals, lawyers, activists and political parties, and they have also challenged the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganisation Act, 2019, which splits J&K into two union territories, Jammu and Kashmir, and Ladakh. BJP workers raise, Goli Maro. Slogan en route to Amit Shah's rally in Kolkata. Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, workers, carrying party flags, were heard shouting incendiary, Goli Maro. Shoot the traitors, slogan en route to the Shahid Minar ground in Kolkata where Home Minister Amit Shah was scheduled to address a gathering. A section of Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, workers on Sunday raised the incendiary, Goli Maro. Shoot the traitors, slogan on their way to a rally addressed by Union Home Minister Amit Shah. The group, carrying party flags, were heard shouting the slogan en route to the Shahid Minar ground. When contacted, a senior officer of the Kolkata police declined to comment anything on the incident, but said, strict action will be taken against anybody trying to disrupt the law and order situation in the city. Amit Shah is on a day-long visit to Kolkata. There has been a controversy over raising of such slogans during BJP rallies during Delhi Assembly polls and protests in favour of the Citizenship Amendment Act, CAA, due to allegations that they provoke violence. Maharashtra unlikely to pass resolution against CAA NRC NPR, says Ajit Pawar. Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar on Sunday said the Maharashtra Assembly was unlikely to pass a resolution against the Citizenship Amendment Act, CAA, National Register of Citizens, NRC, and National Population Register, NPR, as there was nothing to fear about them. People of Maharashtra should not get scared of CAA, NRC and NPR. Some people are trying to create a debate on this, but if anyone tries to create a misconception, then NCP workers should tell them that. NCP Chief Sharad Pawar and other MVA ministers have given their word that no one's citizenship in the state will be affected, Ajit Pawar said addressing a convention of the Mumbai wing of the party. He said with these assurances there was no need for bringing in a Bihar-like resolution in the assembly. There is no need to apply Bihar formula here. The Bihar Assembly on February 25 passed a resolution not to implement the NRC in the state. It also passed a resolution to implement the NPR but in its 2010 form, with an amendment. A section of Congress leaders had last week urged Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray to pass a resolution against CAA, NPR and NRC. Ajit Pawar was addressing the cadre as part of the NCP's push to spread its wings in Mumbai under Mission BMC 2022, which was flagged off on Sunday. The NCP currently has 9 seats in the 227-seat BMC, India's richest civic corporation, and is looking at expanding its footprint. Ajit Pawar said the party will contest the elections as part of the MVA alliance. We have to start preparations from now. The MVA should emerge winner in the BMC elections. Our ally Shiv Sena has the maximum number of seats in the BMC. We should try to come second and get at least 50 to 60 seats, he said. Sharad Pawar, who also addressed the convention, blamed Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah for the Delhi riots and for polarizing society. The national capital is burning. The ruling party at the centre could not win the Delhi Assembly polls and tried to divide the society by promoting communalism, Sharad Pawar said. Iran opposes a Taliban pact, says US had no right to sign. After 18 years of war, the US and the Taliban signed an agreement in Doha on Saturday that paves the way for a 14-month timetable for the withdrawal of all foreign forces from Afghanistan, provided the militants open talks with Kabul and fulfill other pledges. Iran voiced its opposition on Sunday to an Afghanistan accord between the United States and the Taliban, saying Americans had no right to decide on the country's future. The United States has no legal right to sign a peace agreement or to decide the future of Afghanistan, the Foreign Ministry said in a statement issued a day after the pact was inked in the Qatari capital. After 18 years of war, the US and the Taliban signed an agreement in Doha on Saturday that paves the way for a 14-month timetable for the withdrawal of all foreign forces from Afghanistan, provided the militants open talks with Kabul and fulfill other pledges. Ahead of the signing ceremony, US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo had warned Iran against trying to scuttle the agreement. There is a history of Iran engaging in activity inside of Afghanistan to act as a spoiler, Pompeo said. In its statement, Iran called for the withdrawal of foreign troops from Afghanistan, saying their presence is illegal and is one of the main causes of the war and insecurity in that country. Iran said a lasting peace deal could only be achieved through inter-Afghan dialogue with the participation of all political groups, including the Taliban, and taking into account the considerations of neighboring countries. It added, "We believe that the United Nations has the capacity to facilitate negotiations among Afghans and to monitor and ensure the implementation of agreements reached." Tensions have sharply escalated between Tehran and Washington since May 2018, when US President Donald Trump withdrew from a deal that gave Iran relief from sanctions in return for curbs on its nuclear program. Global coronavirus death toll passes 3,000 with new China count. The new fatalities were all in the virus epicenter Hubei province, the National Health Commission said, bringing the overall toll in mainland China to 2,912. The number of deaths globally in the new coronavirus outbreak passed 3,000 on Monday, as China reported 42 more deaths. The new fatalities were all in the virus epicenter Hubei province, the National Health Commission said, bringing the overall toll in mainland China to 2,912. Health officials also reported the lowest daily tally of fresh infections since late January, with 202 new cases. In China, the number of reported new cases has gradually been declining and there were only 6 confirmed new infections outside Hubei. The virus emerged late last year in Hubei in central China, but has now spread to more than 60 countries around the world. The United States and Australia reported their first fatalities over the weekend, while infections nearly doubled in the past 48 hours in Italy, Europe's hardest-hit country. The World Health Organization said Sunday that the virus appears to particularly hit those over the age of 60 and people already weakened by other illness. The agency noted that most people with the COVID-19 illness only experience mild symptoms, while around 14% suffer severe disease like pneumonia and 5% become critically ill. It said the mortality rate in the outbreak appears to be between 2 and 5%. The seasonal flu has an average mortality rate of about 0.1% but is highly infectious, with up to 400,000 people worldwide dying from it each year. Other strains of coronavirus, such as severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS, and Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, MERS, have established mortality rates of 9.5% and 34.5%, respectively.